Well, this morning, Ukraine is on offense. Russia blaming Ukraine for a drone attack that hit an oil tanker near one of its airfields. This happened overnight, and it happened in the Kursk region that is near Ukraine's northeastern border. This comes just a day after strikes on two military bases deep inside of Russia. So let's talk to U.S. Army Major, retired Army Major Mike Lyons. Good morning to you.
Good morning,
what I find interesting about your analysis of this is that you say this is Ukraine trying to send a message without explicitly claiming responsibility.
Yeah, I think it's strategic. It's got very strategic implications. The fact that they have this capability and they're showing it right now is very important, number one. And then number two, the fact that these drones got through Russian air defense platforms. That's just unheard of. We thought back during the NATO Cold War days that just wasn't possible. And lastly, psychologically, the fact that the Ukraine can take these drones, 1970s technology, strip out the cameras and strip out all that stuff, put in ordnance and put in the capability that it's hard to hit a target from 700 kilometers away. So very, very much advantage Ukraine in this.
Can you explain to us where this is happening and what the attacks over the weekend and then these overnight show us?
These two air bases here were the targets where strategic bombers go. Now, these are the strategic bombers not going in Ukraine because they don't control the airspace. Russia doesn't control it there. So they've been attacking this way in this direction here. But the fact is 700 or so kilometers here, 600 or so to this side here. And now Moscow is theoretically threatened. Now, these are two military targets. Let's be clear, they're legal military targets. Yeah. This is where they're coming from. This is where the bombers are coming from that are attacking Ukraine. But again, the bottom line is it's really hard to send a missile 700 kilometers and hit an airfield like they did.
Is this something new that Ukraine is showing that it can carry out? And if it is, do you believe this is new training from the West?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the technology that we've brought, and I think some of it is
the U.S. You're saying?
The United States, and let's call it the West. But it also likely there's somebody on the ground there painting that target. When you look at the plane damage, for example, this is a Tu-22M3 backfire bomber, old NATO. This is
this is a Russian plane?
Russian-made plane, as you can tell by this tail light here. This is the kind of damage. The fact that they can target it this closely, to me, says someone's lasing that. It was very precise. Again, it's really hard to come that distance and hit something that airfield that here. Now, going forward, Russia's got to think about military targets that are closer to the Ukraine border, like we saw this morning in Kursk. You see oil fields. Those kinds of targets now are going to be up for grabs. The Russians are going to have to reinvent their military to defend them.
Can they reinvent their military in the middle of this?
Well, they're likely going to have to redeploy forces back to protect the motherland here at this point, knowing full well that Ukraine has this capability.
Thank you. Major Mike Lyons, we appreciate it. Thanks.